After the Battle of Gettysburg, the Army of Northern Virginia would again experience another era of reorganization, in which a certain Major General Richard H. Anderson and his division would find themselves under Lieutenant General A.P. Hill's overall command in the 3rd Corps, a position they were assigned back in June of 1863, but would now be permanent and for over a year. In 1863, after Gettysburg, the Army of Northern Virginia would fight in a few more battles, in which, again, another certain Richard H. Anderson would serve in. These would be battles like Bristow Station, where he unsuccessfully attacked the Union left on October 14th, and Mine Run, where he held the Confederate right going from November 27th to December 2nd. After all these battles, the Army would go into winter quarters and would be back in action for the Wilderness Campaign. The Battle of the Wilderness began on May 5, 1864, and Major General Richard H. Anderson and his division would command a section of the Confederate right under Lieutenant General A.P. Hill's overall command. This battle saw fierce, ferocious, and bloody action going from the left to right of the lines, and men dropped in the thousands. One of these men would be Lieutenant General James Longstreet, as he dropped on May 6, commanding his 1st Corps. Major General Richard H. Anderson would take command of this corps and lead it throughout the rest of the battle until May 7th, in which he would remain in command of the corps, leading it through a forced march of the night of May 7th and arriving at Spotsylvania Courthouse on May 8th, setting up a defensive position at Laurel Hill. He would hold this position until May 12th and remain in the area until May 21st when the battle ended. Seeing how well he did at Corps Command, General Robert E. Lee promoted Richard H. Anderson to the rank of Lieutenant General on May 31st. Lieutenant General Richard H. Anderson would command his 1st Corps through the Petersburg defenses all the way until October 19th, when Lieutenant General James Longstreet recovered from his wounds, in which Lieutenant General Richard H. Anderson would be given a newly made 4th Corps from some leftover divisions. He would still hold the Petersburg defenses until its breakthrough. The breakthrough would happen on March 25th, 1865, with the siege lasting several months, itself starting on June 9th. Lieutenant General Richard H. Anderson and his 4th Corps would act as a rear guard to General Robert E. Lee's retreating forces to Appomattox, and Anderson's command would get wiped out at the Battle of Saylor's Creek on April 6th, the rest of his units joining the 2nd Corps. With now no command available to his rank, Richard H. Anderson would be sent home to South Carolina, where he assumed command of a cavalry brigade, but would never surrender. He would be later pardoned on September 27, 1865, and this would be the end of his Civil War career.